evening, good evening. What's up, everybody? Okay, so there's a chance that we might have to move this over to the stage, but in the meantime, we'll let everybody have an opportunity to chime in. Give it 2 minutes. If you guys are on TikTok, it's been a while. If you guys want to tap your screen, that'd be sick. Oh, damn, there's 116 people here already. What did that happen? All right, so tonight's, and I am recording this, tonight's deal is I've been gone, uh, moving in, getting my house all fixed up and all sorts of shit. Um, but I'm stepping back into the market, and a lot of these stocks have moved into new highs. And there are other sectors that exist. There's earnings season coming up, so these are the things that I am focused on. Um, PBS system is a Potterbox system. But these are the things that I'm going to be focused on, is kind of getting a general idea of what like we're talking about energy, financials. I just want to take a look at the weekly, and I have my notebook here. So the goal is to obviously kind of get a gauge of where we're at and what we're going to be looking at, not next week, right? But in the coming weeks. So this means weekly, monthly, that's what we're focused on. Who just installed a microphone in their throat? Sensitive microphone. Auntie Tony, you're good. Just you're wide open. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, and I wish I did not have a permanent marker. Ayo, can you bring me a pen, homie? What is a pen? All right, very good. Can you bring me a pen, Peyton? Is he hit that age? Is this what we're dealing with now? There's my child. What about long-term picks? So right now, I'm not really like super focused on like long-term picks other than what I've got. This is kind of what this is aimed at doing, is kind of identifying what I want to be looking at going into the next week, next couple of weeks, because we've played out Affirm, we've played out Square, we've played out Tesla. Still waiting on Cart. Nvidia has been doing its thing, Netflix, all that other stuff. So if you guys are on TikTok, tap your screen if you don't mind, if you guys are hanging out with us. Yeah, so that is the goal here. And then we're also going to cruise through earnings. So you guys feel free, Discord, feel free to chime in if you guys have a sector that you think looks good. I saw somebody talking about uranium, which is the sector that I am invested in through UUUU. And that's, again, kind of the sectors that I want to be taking a peek at. So ETF and earnings watch list. So we're going to do both. We're also going to look at the economic landscape. So what do we got going for our next couple of weeks? Maybe we should do that first, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and do, or rather check out our economic calendar. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know that we're starting one last time. Oh, Auntie Tony, you're good, dude. You're good. No one in here should ever apologize about leaving their mic on. All right. I might be the worst person, like the worst. I've had the worst things happen. So you're good. I just I don't want that to happen to anybody else. So, yeah, let me go ahead and let everybody know we're live. Again. All right. Cool. Jorge, I better hear you speak up, dude. Where you at, man? I know you're not just lurking. Hey, dude, if you have RuneScape up right now, dude, I'm gonna send you a virus.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, dude. You're mining right now. You're smelting.
No. What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not bad, not bad.
Good, man. All right. So I think let's go ahead and start with our economic calendar. If you guys are on Discord, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for showing up. This is obviously when we get better, get a good idea of what we got going on in the landscape, and then we'll have the video out for people to recap. So first things first is we're gonna take a look at Forex Factory. All right, so this is the week that we're currently going into. Monday, we have no control. That is the 15th, Tuesday. We've got, well, this is pre-market data. FOMC Waller, he would have to say something crazy, which again, I don't even really pay attention to that stuff. But this is again going to help me kind of gauge what type of data. You'll notice if you look over a couple of weeks and you see a ton of red or a lot of high impact data, then yeah, you could look at how the market's been moving and anticipate how it might move. These are not things that it doesn't take a genius to see that the market may have ripped for 3 weeks straight and now you're running into 2 solid weeks of data. Maybe, just maybe, you might go sideways or stay in a range. So Wednesday we got core retail sales. I'll be interested in seeing on that and how that impacts, but more focused on the unemployment claims, as those tend to get a relatively big reaction. This week doesn't look insane, but there is a lot of data points coming in this week, so I'm sure we'll have some updated forecast. Let's see here. This is for 16th. Let's do 1 second. So let's do the 22nd through the 26th. Okay. So unemployment claims, flash manufacturing, advanced GDP, and then I believe that should be, we'll be kicking off the first week of February. We'll have some more data as well. So again, I'm looking a month out right now. I'm not trying not to spare any. So we'll start with the 29th. Cool. All right. So going into the first week of the month, that's as per usual, but we're going to be getting hit with a solid week of fat data. This is something to think about, something to anticipate. So that's it. What's up, TG? I don't know why you're not in why you haven't DM'd me on Discord, dog. We're about to make some bags here. All right, so that's it. I'm not going to bore you guys with economic data. I'm not going to bore myself with that shit. I am again focused on how the chart and the economic data are going to correlate, impact each other. So now we begin the ETF hunt. So our goal here is to cover, if you guys have an ETF you want to look at, let me know. I don't have a scheduled program for the ETFs. I'm just stepping to the plate here myself. But the first thing that I'm going to be looking at here is stepping out into things like the monthly, right? The monthly. We're getting towards the end of the month. What's up, Mr. Belvedere? Well, I'll take your guys' request, but I am building a watch list. I've been gone for a minute, so this is watch list building. And this is also me looking at the sectors that I kind of want to hit here. So, but yeah, feel free to chime in, folks. If you guys are on Discord, if there is a sector that you find interesting, we're going to take a look at it. So, I should have somebody clipping this for me, but I'll try to remember to save these clips. So SPY, monthly. First thing is first, guys. And again, just like I've taught you in the Potterbox class, this should be one of the most simple charts, right? Where is above you? Where is below you, right? You see right here, we bounced off of the 50% mark of last month's green candle. That's our imbalance. And we closed basically at all-time highs, or at the wall for all-time highs. We have yet to make a all-time high, but 480 is right around the corner. This could be a 1, 2, maybe a 3 situation, right? We've got 1, 2. I'm sure everybody in the middle is talking about a cup and handle, whatever. Now, that's it. So monthly time frame, SPY, closing exactly where you would want to in order to advance. But unfortunately, this is not exactly where you want to be slowing down. So seeing a open above this mark would definitely be an indication that we could see new highs going into the new month. So stepping out at the weekly should be able to get a better gauge on what we're looking at here. All right, so 430 or 476 rather. So we did, for all intents and purposes, close exactly where you would want to close. We have 1, 2, 3 weeks of sideways price action from SPY. Interesting. So this is what this means to me. First of all, when I see this box, right? If and I promise you at some point we probably will, if and when we break out, or this box will be your signal that we're going to be moving back down into that control. This right here, why, if anybody's in the Discord, I'll promote, here's a question for you. Why would that happen? So if we go and we make a new high, we tap 490, data comes in on the new month, it's doo-doo water, right? And we pull back down. There's nothing underneath you except for 457. This is empty space. So this would be the only box, right? It's not like this. And this is actually a great example, right? Box, new high, flush. Look at the cost basis doji right there, whatever you want to call it. Flush. Multiple retest, new lows. So we're dealing with the same situation. So these are good things to remember, right? Where's the top? SPY 430 or 475.35 is going to be the top. We don't want to open a candle in there. We don't want to return back into that price. Okay. Massive puke about to go down. High volume event. Shabalabadingo. Oh, dude, I'm still looking at IWM as a potential short. IWM looks like it's gonna melt down. We'll move into that. So we're gonna move to the Qs after this, but we're gonna take our time here, guys. This is an important for me. Again, I'm just getting back into the game, so we'll really sitting back down. My schedule is getting clearer and clearer as I fucking. Where's the obscure music? I love it. It is. It's not there. It's all gone. Hold on one second. What? Look what I'm doing for you guys. Put it on fucking. Put on music for you. There. Oh, it's a joke. Well, it's too late now. All right. Okay, so that's enough. Anyway, this is the daily, and that is shit that I will kind of. We won't spend a whole lot of time looking at the daily. Now, I would like to stop and remind you that if you are in the Discord, I have a special treat, right? If you are in the Discord and you have, or we go through a stock tonight or tomorrow, I want to look a little bit deeper. We'll look at individual stocks for y'all. Tomorrow we'll do a little bit more of that. But this is me looking at the monthly and weekly charts on ETFs starting first. This is me pulling out the biggest compass I have, getting the general direction, and then tomorrow we'll kind of dive in. But we are, again, trying to start from way out, zoom in. But if you have something, right, we find something as a group that we like, I will set an alert. This alert will go straight to the Discord, and when I tell you this motherfucker is fast, it is fast. That shit goes instantly. So if you have something that you like, we like, I will set an alert on it. The alerts channel is not a signal channel. You guys know this. But if we're all looking at something, I forget stuff all the time, and this alert goes off. Obviously, that is where just an extra place you're going to be able to get that alert. So, okay. All right, moving forward. I will say, just looking at the daily here, this mark, which is the 474.85, that kind of moves in with that weekly 475 level. That candle close, I can see that this red candle, all right, and these are where right? So we're avoiding, look at that wick. Next day, look at the 50%. So you retrace 50%. Typically, what is it? The rule with most candles, right? 50%. We want to go ahead and retrace more than, if you're going to engulf that candle, it's at 50%. That's your last stand. That's everything. So candle close underneath that. Now, what can we observe in the same thing, right? We can observe that it is 474 or 475, or excuse me, the 474.80s. That if we fall back underneath that, look at the wick, right? Wick right there as well. That is where I would acknowledge that SPY has a higher probability of closing underneath 473, which is going to be right here, right there. So that would be my short level down into 471. And we're looking at that weekly setup, right? This is all within a box. So it is possible with the 1, 2, right? 1, 2, you dip down underneath. So we need the juice if we're going to go to make new highs. That juice is waning right now. All right, cool. So I think that we're good. We're going to go ahead and stop there on SPY. I did clip that. Now, this is not the most important one. You guys know I don't even fucking trade SPY. But obviously, not knowing where SPY is stupid. So, all right, weekly. This one, slightly different from SPY, has not left the range that it has created. That range is easy to observe here, right? So pretty simple. 409.50 candle open. This is all-time highs, right? The candle close, or where I see control, just so happens to be right at the cost basis, or right basically within a penny of cost basis, right? So that's going to be 403.80. So you now know, just like I said before, where you would go. Here's that. That's the biggest floor. That's 383. So this would be your sell signal if you were to move into new highs, say hit 420, right? This is the whole Potter box system in a nutshell. That's fine. I didn't really want to do it. So if we were to go new highs, hit 420, right? Come back down for your retest. Retest sucks. Doesn't get anywhere. If you lose this 50% mark, I would expect that to move down into A, structure 1. My target would be 388.28. And of course, this floor here at 383. That's obviously the bearish side of it. This is just something to stay as of right now, and TTI would be the same, would reiterate the same. If the market's moving up, right? Why are you shorting it? These are things that we think about. We go into the next week. Where do we not want to be? Where do we want to be? All right. So now I do want to take a peek at the monthly really quickly. Yeah, that's cool. Wow. So 399 on the weekly. Somebody's mic is open on the back. Yeah, I don't know whose mic is. Okay. If your mic is open, make sure, unless you have something to say. That sounded kind of aggro. It wasn't. You better have some shit to say. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So the Qs, tech, right?
I need boss.
If the Qs, right? This is where do we have a signal, and we know that the Potter box system, as much as I wish it would, doesn't really give us anything other than daily analysis on things like this. So we're moving in all-time highs. So if you're playing tech, right? Unfortunately, this is where we have to look at those daily structures and build from there. All right, so we're gonna start branching off here, and we're gonna start moving into kind of more obscure. We got tech, we got SPY. We're gonna move through IWM really quickly. This is one that, again, we're gonna be looking at on the monthly, daily, weekly. So let's take a look at the monthly. This is a little bit more of an interesting chart because we have structure. Now I am going to gravitate towards where I see the most touches. You guys know this is part of the plan, right? So touch, 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 touch. I like a good creepy stock, right? So this is the 190.50 IWM. That is exactly what the monthly candle bounced off of, right? Now, I'm not ignoring this, right? I'm not ignoring it, but I do acknowledge that it did go and make a low, right? It did go and make a low. So I could even look at it like this, where that fell out of that box. Now that would probably go down a little bit lower. Okay, can I see the wicks in there? So okay, so we got wicks off the exact same mark, 1 2 3. So I got to give it that floor. You still, however, still made a low outside of it. So as of right now, IWM, simple analysis, 191.11 is where we do not want to go. Clipping. Every once in a while, I'm going to stop to post these clips in the chart, or in my shit. That was not a very eloquent explanation, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so that's IWM monthly. All right, move down.
Hey Potter, on the
Yeah,
monthly there, this is whiskey. Do you ever look up at the next box above to just see, like, find your targets on the monthly?
of course, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I maybe should have kept going with that one a little bit. Monthly, yes. So if you notice, it
It just
actually
seems so clear, you know.
it is actually very, very clear. So maybe so clear that it just kept moving. Right there. So yeah, you got a really nice structure box up above you. This would be the signal, right? Above 204.50, IWM retest 217.75. Relatively simple, right? And then the same. So this is actually IWM could present a relatively decent setup going into the future. So I'll go ahead and post that as well. Good question. Thank you. All right. All right. Clipped. It's in there. Do you ever do pre-market or Zoom or TikTok on Zoom or Tik? No, I do it in my Discord. So, but that's closed. All right. So weekly, we do have a Potter. I am doing the Potter Box workshop. It's probably going to be a relatively small group this time, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And that'll be on the 24th. All right, so stepping out of the weekly. Now, this did look pretty fucking dumpy to me. And now that we moved out of the weekly, we can very, 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 very easily see. Now, I want to present something to you because this is going to, before you go short, right? I want you to take a look at two levels here. Do you see this? And do you see that? Right? These are applicable boxes, right? Not only are they boxes, but that's basically where we came back down and retested. Right? Um, I played orange juice before. So anyway, are we completely short? No. You can see though that sellers on this weekly candle did, however, or were, however, able to reject that 197.15, bring that price back down, right? We have a retest of 191. So you have, folks, you have a very, very interesting setup. Is this a retest or is this a breakdown? That's something that we can move forward into the lower time frame. Now, this one looked extra shorty, right? With a candle close below that control. Hasn't made it into a lower low. 1, 2. So it would be around 192.10 or even that same level, 192.27. If that's broken, we could see lower lows. All right. All right. So I'm trying to move into the exciting stuff so we can stop fucking charting this boring stuff, but I want to do a good job. Yeah, I would say that even a 188 retest is still possible without us actually closing bearish. You know what? I will chart Bitcoin for you guys, but you'll just have to wait a little bit, okay? I will chart Bitcoin. We'll consider that since it's got ETFs, you know, part of the crew. Let's see here.
Do you own any crypto?
Nothing worth talking about. Ethereum, Bitcoin. Somebody paid me in Solana a long time ago, so I still have some of that shit. I don't even know where that's at. Hold on a second. Where is that? Hope that wasn't crypto.com. But I think I have Dogecoin on Robinhood. So I'm not a crypto guy, nor am I somebody who like
Finally, the
Man,
secret's
yeah.
out. You're on Robinhood. I knew it.
Yeah. Oh man, fuck. Shit. Shut it down. The server.
Sorry, Kate's here.
Cade's back. All right, this is being recorded for YouTube, Cade. So let's keep it. You know, let's keep
I'm gonna
it.
go mute.
Oh, there
Totally
you go.
mute.
Yeah, that'll. You know what? That might eliminate. I'm just kidding. All right, cool.
No, seriously, I am gonna mute. Yeah.
Well, if you know, obviously, once I get through these ETFs, if you guys, or anybody else has an ETF you want me to take a look at, or we'll start taking a look at some of these individual smaller stocks. I want to create a watch list. All right, you guys are your jaw might drop because you probably never heard me say some shit like this. I probably want to build a watch list of around like 50 stocks, which is a lot. But we're gonna siphon through those motherfuckers and build. I literally just was telling Kate to watch his mouth. And I'm gonna siphon through these, and we're gonna find some of the gems, right? But we gotta kind of start with the big screen, and then move down into a finer mesh, so we can get the gold nuggets. All right, there's a panning metaphor for you. Is that right? Is that what it's called? Panning, yeah, panning for gold. All right. So, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling up my list. Hi. What's up? Dude, there are so many like XLBs and SPY. I'm looking at like so we're gonna do, I think from here. I'm gonna look up the Dow, and then we're gonna go ahead and branch off into financials, stuff like that. Cool. Okay, so the Dow. Interesting. So you haven't lost your median here, but that is 37568 right there, slapping the median. And then you got this floor here you've already bounced off of one. So you can see buyers are trying to keep that up above you. You're not bearish yet. 1, 2, 1, 2. So there's probably another move coming. Obviously a open on, this is the daily, 377.18. Step out to the weekly here. All right, looks a bit like other ETFs, except for has not been able to clear that range monthly. A doji. Doji. Yeah, we're almost halfway through fucking January already, guys. Time isn't real. The universe pops in and out of existence. All right, I read that in an article. So yeah, with the Dow, all I can do is measure our median here, which is slap dab at 3,700, or yeah, at 37. So we're sitting right there. We got the median. That is really all we've got. All right, let's move into the
candle.
Huh?
The median of that candle.
Mm-hmm. Right. If you actually move this over, so it's right around the same wick area, right? And that's probably the median. Yeah, that's the median. So that wick, and this is something to look for in the future. If you ever see something like this, right? That was obviously a point where sellers or we saw a rejection, and then control was established much lower. But at a 50% retracement of any candle, especially a big one like this one, if you find that there's other points like this 369550, that's going to be the retest area. So if we fall on the Dow, that's where I would be anticipating that drop to, or 3700, or not 3700, 370.
Okay, thank you.
370. Yeah, of course. All right, so let's move into some more select stuff, right? So we're going to look at some financials, and the reason that we're doing this, right? Obviously, I just wanted to cover the major ETFs, but the reason that we're doing this is I do want to actually look at the sectors themselves and see exactly what they're screaming about, right? What are they talking about? Now, immediately, yes, all of you pattern heads are probably going to bust a bear flag here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you are totally out there. Now, a little interesting aspect about this chart is we have some previous structure. Very beautiful. Look at that cost basis rejection, bounce, and then your breakout. That's a punchback right there on financials. And where have you retested? Even on the monthly, guys, this shit still fly. So first candle right there, just within a breath of it. It might be just a bit higher at 38.35. Now, why 38.35? Garrett's just making up numbers. No, I'm not. Just watch. So right there, right? I am looking at that first candle close, but it's also, again, you can look left. This is where people get confused because they're trying to build boxes that aren't relevant. But do I see a 1, 2, 3 candles closing? Do I see a 1, 2, 3 candles trying to close up at the highs, and this final doji really being the nail in that coffin? So, as of right now, I can confidently say that moving out of this channel would, and not only moving out of this channel, but securing a move on financials above 38.50 on the monthly would be the most bullish scenario that I could see happening here, right? Now, that brings into question, well, what if that doesn't happen? Well, that's where we have beautiful levels to help you there as well, right? So the top, where naturally I would call for a retest, is also the bottom of this previous box. Where are we at? We're at the old median. Funny enough, right? If you look right here, this was a box. This was a punch down and a new low. So while that volume has been dissipated, the force is still strong, right? So we're still sitting at that median. So now this is where we would be anticipating a retest potentially. So if you're going to sit at cost basis, and if it's too strong to break up, you don't have enough juice to get above cost basis or above this median, then I would be anticipating a pullback retest. Now, this would probably be, now I do see a median on these candles, and that's going to be around 36.87. But I would also be considering a bounce off of 36.60. So looking something like this, right? And that would be a proper retest. You could potentially go and make that next new high. Now, if you make that next new high and it's a wick, like so, right? You could end up hitting that and then closing right back down underneath it, and that would also be, that would be bearish, right? At least in temporarily. So that's where I would be anticipating something like that. I've seen you in Brandon's chat. Oh, dude, that guy is... It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. It looks cool, but it's hard to watch. All right, anyway, so 37.50 is our fight, right? This is our retest level. So as of right now, financials is not necessarily presenting a excellent setup. I can say that confidently. It's not an excellent setup. It's not bad, but it's more than likely going to be either A, if it goes to the highs first, there's a higher probability of coming back down. If it comes back down for a retest and bounces, that is confidently where I would love to see a build and bounce. And then we see that next price target, which could be somewhere around the 39.35s or just right there at that median, like this little area right here, right at the median in there. And that would be 38 or 39. All right. So XLF, right, in terms of setup, not really screaming to me. But let's go ahead and turn our attention to the weekly and see if maybe there's something that makes more sense. Nope. So I'm sure some of you in the Discord could probably explain to me, and yeah, maybe this is a question worth asking, but why would I want to not trade this? Or what about this chart doesn't really set up, as of right now, in my opinion, right? This could be, to somebody else, this might look like a gym. But in my opinion, looking at the weekly and the monthly as of right now, right, financials seem to be relatively weak. I don't want to buy it now for a long when it's near that median and more than likely possibly going to go and retest. That retest on financials, worth setting an alert on, right? We could set an alert on it right here. And that's actually where you retested last week. Let me actually go to my alerts channel to quickly grab that code or whatever it's called. Where are the alerts? Oh shit, where are the alerts? Hey, where are my alerts? Where's the alert channel? Oh, there it is. Well, I have to go and steal this code. So XLF, possible XLF retest under candle close. All right, so that'll come in through the Discord. So not a crazy great setup. I will say though that on the daily, when it breaks back over 37.70, this is actually the 4-hour rather, or 24-hour. So I can say that if you punch back above 37, oops. So same thing. Cost basis.
I thought she cared for me. What did she do or say that gave you that impression?
The way she talked to me,
All right.
smiled.
Okay, so that looks pretty interesting, but not a great setup. So I'm going to move to XLE, which energy has been kind of on a low. I think this might be one that we could be looking forward to, possibly. So let's look at it. Well, hold on, no, actually, it's not worth posting. All right, cool. This is easy charting right there, baby. Easy money. All right, XLF. Okay. So punch back. that was the box. Okay, so I like to tell this story, right? This was the box. That was a punchback. That was a new high. That high failed. You fell back into the box, right? You broke your cost basis. I'm going to give it the range. I'm going to give it the range, right? Now, that also includes that top right there. So, XLF weekly, not bad. Why is not bad? We've got two, well, we'll call it, yeah, 3 retest of this box at 81.36. Now, here's, again, let me remind you why we're doing this. Now that I found energy, now we have something that we can go and dive into, you know, however many stocks that we want to start looking at what are some energy stocks that we could possibly go and take advantage of, right? Now, I could also, hold on one second. One second. Financial, so interesting about what I was talking about. These are parallel. Okay, so good to know. All right, so this is 82.30. That's the weekly floor right there. Let's go take a look at the 24 hour. All right, so now I'm gonna break this down a little bit differently, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why I think this is a relatively decent chart setup. Daily wise, right, it could be worth a shot, even if it's just from an observation point. Now, I can see that we're underneath 82.60. So can anybody in Discord, if you can't, it's fine, but anybody in Discord explain to me why this could be a potentially good low risk setup? You can pop on.
Boxes are stacked.
Yeah, you can say that. I think more or less, when I look at this chart, you have this wall, this previous wall, and that's essentially, maybe we've gotten out of it, but that's essentially what I want to get out of, right? Or what I want to break above. Being that there is only this, right? Now we've already stretched our arms out, and that kind of sucks a little bit. But we can obviously bring this back up. This is the true retest level for me, and that's gonna be $84. So it could be one of these situations where we get 1, 2, and here, let's do this as well, right? This is where, okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Then there's a lot more consolidation on the top than there is the bottom. But looking at this example, right, if we could open up outside of that, clear that wick, perhaps this, and like you said, you know, there's stacks there, but $85 would be where we would go possibly move in for that third wave. This may take, right, a little bit more further consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 days, right, that we've only had 1, 2, 3 days. So it might be a little bit more sideways action, or you might even go and retest and pull back. but this one is at the lows. It is sitting on top of this box, so we would know where we don't want to be. And then obviously if we ended up opening outside of that 8260, that could make for an interesting trade outside of it into this top and possibly speculatively into that third wave, right? So, and that is energy. All right, let me post that. Does anybody have a sector they want me to take a look at?
We're just looking at the uranium ETF earlier.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
URA.
There's a couple of different ones, yeah.
If you look at URA, it's going nuts.
Yeah, I have this is what I've got right now. And this is actually a stock that I've been accumulating for over 2.5 years now, almost like 3 years. I think about 2.5, but yeah, this one possibly could. So take a look at this. We're not even out on the weekly yet, but you have this large channel that you're in, and then on a, zooming in, that's probably something on the weekly. You have the same thing. So, and we have a Potter box. So right now on XL or on UUU, and we'll take a look at that ETF, but we have that 788, right? And that's actually cost basis on a box. This is beautiful, right? This is cost basis on a box right here. Perfect. Now we'll take the same thing. We'll move that up there. So, yeah. Now looking at this, right? And this is options are cheap. They can be pretty explosive, but let's take a look at that URA. Walmart's not an ETF. I'm just kidding. Click to see attachment. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. I went and looked at. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you got that one. I love that bottom right-hand corner chart. Looks really good. Bottom right-hand corner looks really good.
That's the 4 hour.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Real structure. Looks like that 24-hour time frame looks good too. I might have some arguments about your first box that we're up against that cost basis, but it doesn't really matter, because if you were to open up above that big red candle's close, that would put sellers up against the wall and possibly give you that cost basis break. So it's one and the same. Now let's kind of zoom out, right? And I think you might. Oh shit. Ugh. All right, let's look at that. Ooh. Damn, if that wasn't that is a weekly punchback, dude. Holy shit. This is exactly what we're on the hunt for, right? That's why XLF could be interesting. I'd rather find something like this, but before it happens. So let's take a look at what we got going on. Okay, clearly there was a downtrend that was broken. Built a bucket. Yes, cup. Yes, it's a cup. Okay, if anybody's wondering, yes, it's a cup. All right, it's a booty. It's whatever you want it to be. Okay, it's cauldron. All right, so we've got. Let's see. I'm looking for trend. That's what I'm looking for right now. But I'm seeing this, and that's dead, right? So that means we've got a new channel in town. I'm trying to determine whether or not it's going to look something like that. That doesn't seem likely. Nope. So if I can't find it, I'm not going to fucking force it, right? I'm just going to. I typically don't like that. Okay, so I can see the channels in that. Okay, possibly relevant for. All right, now that's calling me for the monthly. If it doesn't work, I'm not gonna do it. So I'm just letting you know right now. There it is. There it is. It's there. So I'm not fucking nuts. Okay. Cool beans. That seems like it has quite a bit of room to the upside. Now, what we can also look at, and what is more important, is these right here. So you had this floor. You did it. You fucking did it. Look at that shit. Look at that. That is bussing on God. That is 28, 27. That is the floor that you were looking to go and recover. You did it. Now, second level is going to be right there, and that's 3272. If this is recovered, then I'm going to go ahead and say easy 3468. And by God, this thing might be looking at a real recovery here. Uranium. Yeah, that's the next floor to get. What a really nice recovery on uranium. Let's look at that 24-hour. I forgot I was on TikTok, guys. My bad. Long Tupperware and Joanne Fabrics. I have not done Tesla. We'll do XLU after this one. Now there are other uranium ETFs. There's ETF or miners ETF. God damn! Oh my God, that thing went way ahead of the cup. Look at the cup. Oh my God, dude, miners for the win. Sheesh. That shit just came into existence. Oh my God. Yeah, man, that's some juice left in it. Look at that. We need this. Everybody, start looking for these. Right there, man. We need to find these motherfuckers. If we can find that, we in the money. Make sure you guys type in Sunday charting so I can see it. All right. What about here? Hold on, what is it? Healthcare ETF is, what was that again? I always forget the healthcare ETF name. It's that's not it. IXJ, that's iShares Global Healthcare. By the way, there's another fucking COVID out there now that's making people confused. There's a new COVID in town. Oh shit. Healthcare seems like it's on the rise. Second. Okay, there we go. There it is. That's what I was just talking about. That's what I want to find. Look at this. All right, somebody talk to me right now. What do you see? PBS students, what do we see right here before I draw anything? What are we mid? Where are we at right now? Good range, yes. But where are we at? We have a...
One back at cost basis.
It looks like it's right at cost basis, right? So... Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Not bad. That's a juicy one right there. All right. Now, we got an empty top, too. Look at there's nothing up there. You got ugly ass range though. So that would be the juice punch back through there. Now where is it coming off of, right? This is where people stop asking questions. Keep asking questions. Where did it come off of? Good. That's good, right? Hi, Ellie. You look so snuggly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Move back. Move back. Move back. Mm-hmm. You can grab me a towel, Peyton. No, it's okay, Ellie. Spilled my drink, guys. One second. Damn it. I have a sweet moment and I spilled my drink. Oh, hey, Coco. I didn't even know you were there. Are you making cookies? Oh, French toast. Damn, I need a cup holder. Suction. All right. So, the reason that this one's kind of standing out to me, healthcare wise, right? Mid punchback. This one is up. Well, not mid punchback. It is quite literally coming off of the floor. 1, 2, re-entering. It has already reclaimed the $85 floor. This is on the monthly. So why would this possibly be a good trade? And we can go and dig into this even further. So right now I am writing down in my handy dandy notebook that XHS is the highlighted ETF, and we will dive into more stocks associated with that or what it has exposure to. But that is a good setup. And with a monthly punchback, we can be looking at a month-long run. So when you ask me, should I take profit 2 days into this punchback, and I look at you, and my face is upside down because you confused me, that's why. All right? So this is a monthly punchback, meaning that we should be doing what contract-wise, folks? Discord, what are we doing contract-wise? What should we be already looking at? It's all good. Nobody? Somebody? Who?
Lots of time.
Lots of time. Wow. Perfect answer. We should be looking at contracts that expire possibly 2, maybe 3 months out as the first leg into this play. Now, what would possibly bring our expiration to a shorter one? Or maybe we grab multiple different strikes. Why would we do that? We would probably do that because we can see something similar or something that we can piggyback off of on this time frame, right? On the weekly setup. Perhaps we see something enticing there. So let's do that really quickly. Let's look at where the weekly. So I'm going to first mark some really key levels that I see. See that? See that? See the candle close? See the retest? Retest, 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 right? Candle close underneath. Look at that. You try and stay on top. Look at the wick. You got to let the stock tell you why that level is important, right? Now, not only is that important, but so is that, right? 1, 2, 1. So what I'm looking at, or what I am perceiving here, is that although it's not a box, it's a range that is where we want to take this to, right? So now let's look at where's our floor. So nearest to us, we have $83, followed by $87.21. We are currently, and this is one that we're going to keep looking at, guys. Tomorrow we're going to really dig into this stock because this is one of the better setups that I've found. And listen, y'all, when I do this, these are the days where I might spend not like 6 hours. I don't do this very often, but like I will spend, and we're not going to do that tonight. We're not going to spend 6 hours on this motherfucker, but I'm between today and tomorrow, you know, even on my own time, I'm going to be surfing through these sectors to see what stands out, looking at our rotations, right? This is not even something that I do quite often, but this is something that you're going to find TTI doing a lot. This is a great way to, and he uses a different, I believe he uses a different website. He does definitely use a different website. So anyway, moving forward, last thing that I'd like to point out here is there is a weekly trigger above us. I'd like to point that out. That is right there. So in the most recent, or in the nearest price action, going into the next couple of weeks. All right, hold on. This floor, $90.88, will need to be recovered, and $93.32 will be the weekly punchback you can take, right? And what we'll do is we'll try to find some low risk, high reward stocks that you guys aren't going to be sitting there worried about, right? Every 5 minutes. But we'll find something that we can sit in, and as soon as the candle opens or moves outside of that 90-20, or say it comes back down to retest and gives us a punchback. So this is where these alerts are super, super important. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay. Now, I can't set an alert on that, but I can set alert on this floor. So as long as as long as it brings my attention to the chart. Okay. So has anything that I've said about this chart in particular has caused anybody to lose it or lose me here? Everybody kind of following? Does this look good to y'all as well? Because, you know, again, the goal here is not just for me to find something, but also for everybody else to potentially be finding a setup that suits them. I think that the next step here on this chart is to start looking at contracts. You know, and I haven't, that's not something I have done yet, nor, well, I like to do that on my phone usually. All right, cool. So I have written that down. This is a monthly / weekly, and we'll dive into that a little bit more. All right. Yes, I know the market is not open tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be doing this again. I'm putting 15K on SPX 4800. Are you just doing that, or? I use my brokerage typically, or I'll use Moomoo. All right, 1 second. All right, the next one I want to look at here, which I think may be important coming in, is XME. That is the SPX, or Spider Mining Metals and Mining ETF. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing as well. Not a terrible setup. It actually looks pretty good. Now it is kind of it actually you know what? This you can't wait for the setup to play out for you to be like that's a good setup, right? Or that thing that's good. That's too late. So I have done SPY and QQQ. The video will be posted on YouTube later on. So yeah, we'll do that. All right, so here's the reason that this stand setup could be pretty good, right? You have very little up above you. You have a nice, you have, I mean, the way that I see this is, and this is one of those anomaly boxes, right? Where you go past the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's a metric fuck ton of volume in that box. But the way that I see this, right, is that you can use this 5910 as you would have before. Break out, retest. We're looking for a candle open outside of 59. I'm going to go ahead and add this right now. This is another alert that's going to come into the Discord. And this one is going to be where we would want to potentially take our long rolling up into, and there will be multiple levels here. This is the weekly. The first level will be, and you have already rejected it. So we know for sure that this is where we want to go, right? So this is what I see. And we'll go ahead and just call this basically like almost like a box. It is almost a bit like a box. This leaves and punches back down below it. I'm not going to give that any range. That is this big candle's median. So as of right now, 61.31. I'd like to reclaim this floor up above us and then take this trade for a potential punch over and a move realistically into new highs. I mean, this looks like a massive amount of accumulation. So we're going to go ahead and write this down, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just needs to make sense. So that is XME. Now this can lead us to all sorts of different things. We're going to highlight this one on the weekly. I will look at the monthly really quick. Another good one, right? Monthly says one more thing to me. Monthly says that 5770 closed on the monthly. So by the end of January, we want to have opened or bounced outside of that $57 mark. So if I only had one stock to trade in a week, what would that be? Right now? That's a good question, actually. Well, I typically always trade Tesla. So that is one of the favorites. When it moves, it moves. So I mean, if I guess right now, if someone forced my hand, I would probably trade Tesla. I do. I mean, fuck. I like a firm. I like the contract values again. So you might catch me in a firm trade. Somebody asked me about equity. Things like ELF. That's actually something that I just sold a bit of on Friday, because that one had moved into another new high. But that UUU, PLTR, a couple of different ETFs. But yeah, anyway. All right, so I can take you guys' requests. I'm happy to take requests, y'all. But this is what we're doing right now. I am just getting back to the semi-swing of things. My goal here is to build a watch list of about 50 stocks based on the fact that they're ETFs, because QQQ and SPY have moved into all-time highs, meaning that doing analysis or taking things into all-time highs, that's not where I pride myself, right? I like structure. I like reclaiming it. I like things like, if this was an ETF, I like things that are still maybe potentially have the opportunity to make new highs, recover their lows. So with those two moving into new highs, it doesn't cancel me out of trading anything tech or anything like that. But what it does is it does lead me to start looking into things that are coming off of the lows, kind of like healthcare, kind of like uranium, right? Uranium, real ripper. So there's money going to be moving elsewhere. And that's what I'm looking for right now. So, and this is a watch list, this is not for next week. This is for the next month or two. All right. So moving forward. All right. Have I missed anybody's messages here? Anybody dropping a request? Potter, what made you want to take trades a few months out from when you used to take trades days out? I think that's the proper usage of greed. I think that if my analysis, like, I mean, how many times do you guys ask me to do things? And then we go look back at them, you know, a month later, and I forgot the one that hit $10 for QS. Was that the one we talked about? Right. Again, I didn't take that one, but SQ is another one. So there's a lot of potential in my analysis for me. And I feel like I'm gypping myself out of money. So the better I get at predicting long range targets, the more that I would rather take advantage of that. Of course, TTI is rubbing off on me, right? I'd be a fool not to admit that. He's definitely the long version of me. That's probably a weird way to say that. Nobody record that. Damn, that's gonna be on YouTube. He's the long boy. But no, he just handles that side of trading really well. And so what I've found inadvertently through us sharing members is that a lot of you will bring me stocks that you guys are already trading with him. And what I see is the opportunity for, right, so you're long, you're out months, but there's also day trading opportunities. There's also swing trading a couple of days out. So it doesn't eliminate me. What it does is almost anchor me into a trade. And that's really what for me, the best trade is, you know, going back to like Tesla, you know, like last year, where we took an earnings trade. The earnings trade turned out, you know, amazing. That was, you know, we were able to roll those profits into longer contracts, you know, targeting like 260s, 280s, and then day trade it underneath. So realistically, I am trying to maximize my analysis. My analysis offers, I think, a lot of money. And so, you know, as I imagine that I will always, you know, my goal is to always get better. So it should be, you know, we're never done. So as I get, you know, progress further, you know, my goal would be to manage a multitude of different positions, and then also be able to, you know, day trade and swing trade these things underneath them. So, but yeah, that's it. I want all the money that my analysis has to offer. Up or down? Shut up, Big O. Cool. Okay, so right now on the watch list right now, we only have 2: healthcare and metals. So let us continue. And again, if you guys have anything you think might be a good look for us, feel free to drop that in there. Make sure it's an ETF. What the hell is CDE? Oh, mining. We'll take a look at it in a minute. I want to. Is there an AI ETF yet? Do we have that yet? Hold on. AI ETF. Bots. I think it is bots, right? Ooh. Oh. So if you were to make a prediction right now, what do you guys think about this chart? I just want to hear some opinions. Speak up. What do you guys think about this chart? If you don't speak up, I'll delete the Discord. No, sorry. What are we thinking? What do we not do? When we break a level, what do we do? Remember this one rule will make you a lot of money. We break it and then we test it, right?
Retest.
There you go. I said the whole world. Did you really just say that right after I said it?
Yes, I did. I was trying to unmute and I couldn't.
I said retest. He goes, retest. You can't, you blurred time there. So right. So looking at this chart, even though, I mean, AI, we're going to take this with a grain of salt. As of right now, we're looking at the monthly. But I see this, right? And that's what was broken. And I see this. This looks like money. 32.84. So something to think about, right? Now let's also look at a couple of you know what? I'm not going to do that. But I am going to do this. I am going to go from my lows to my Oh my god. All right, I'll write you down. I really didn't want this to be on my watch list, but fuck. BOTZ bots monthly/weekly. What is that called? When two sets of data intersect to give you a potential price target. What do we call that?
Confluence.
Thank God, I was about to say. I was about to quit. I was about to quit. All right, good. So yes, that is a beautiful confluence, right? Now, this is a monthly chart. This is where I would go with a target-based or median target-based, which means the target in between the two. This, I will say, bots on the monthly, if you're looking, so this is important. You guys have to think about the stock. Now, it looks good, but it may actually lead me to trade something else, like AI. But the reason why is because if stocks delta move per dollar, and I have a monthly chart that goes from 29 to 32, I'm probably not going to make jack shit unless I buy a lot or it moves in like 50-cent increments, right? Or in 25-cent increments. So this, again, may not be what we trade, but does, however, present a relatively decent setup. Now, I would like to see what this is. Whatever. Okay. So, worth looking at. Worth looking at. All right, let's look at real estate. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Weekly. Oh, come on. Sheesh. All right, you bitch. So, AI should be on somebody's watch list, whether it's this or something else. I think this is actually pretty exciting. It's not, this might not be what you want to trade, but this is pretty fire. You're currently long on AI. Constipation. That's called a confluence, Bruce Wayne, not constipation. It's the opposite. You let it flow. Don't hold back. Electric Tor, thank you for the oh, dude, see, I love when people have cool quirks like that. That means that dude's name is Electric Tor, and he gifted me lightning bolts. That's fire, not gonna lie. So we're gonna wait for a punchback over that 2850, and we're gonna see if we can't get what. Listen. So now one more step. So we're gonna chop this up. Mamma mia. Cool. So floor 1, floor 2, empty space. I want this. This has money in it, and I think we can get some of it. All right. Alrighty then. Another AI ETF. AIQ. We'll take a peek at it. Oh, mamma mia. Dude, these boxes are jumping out of my screen on me right now. Look at that, dude. Sheesh. Now, I will say, oh, dude, I love analysis, man. Come on, baby. So you might not be able, you might go gap fill, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to break. It could still be a retest of 2950 that gets you up and out of there. Another important thing to do, again, you could spend probably another 20 minutes on these charts. We'll do more, but let's see here. Not super pleased with my support there. There you go. Nope. There it is. Gotcha. $32.50 has the same price target as the other one that I gave you, just different setup. Not as attractive. All right, XLRE real estate. How the hell did that happen? Your mortgages need some milk. How do you get trend lines to be parallel like that? That is parallel channels. Right here. All right. No. Nope. Super rare. Y'all seen that little dude who fucking chops up people's desserts? And he goes, super rare. I can't stand those videos, dude, but I watch them every time they come up. Ooh, super rare. I'm not going to do that again, I promise. Never again. But damn! All right, real estate. Thank you for clarification. Appreciate that. Parallel channels. Got it. Gang, gang. Just FYI, we do have the Potterbox workshop at the end of the month, this month. Guessing this is probably the last version of this Potterbox or the last Potterbox live workshop that'll hold. So, all right. I thought that said tit. Does that say tit? It does say, no, it does. It says tilt. Yeah, use all capital letters, please. I mean, I would trade this chart. I don't give a shit what it, like, I really don't care if it tracks real estate for real. Like, I don't, that doesn't concern me at all. All I do is trade price. Structure. Boxes. My system. So, all right. Yeah, we'll take a look at tilt. But before we move on, I will say this is a relatively good setup. I'm gonna put it on the watch list, but it's we'll see if it makes it to the end. That's a real contestant right there. XLRE, and yeah, that one's a monthly and weekly chart. So again, long trades. Yeah, I could see this one moving up into, you know, maybe the 43s or just for a simple retest of 44. But yeah, so that's an interesting chart. Not a screamer. So what's yin? China shares. Okay. What about a China ETF?
Me and Kate both looking at China. It's funny. The same time.
No, dude, you don't look at China. China looks at you, dude.
Always.
China always looks at you. Oh my god, look at this thing, dude. Look at this. Look at this monstrosity. What are you doing, China? This just tracks our relationship with China. Right now, we're kind of in our relationship's been suffering. Nope. There's no trend on that, except for the most recent one, which it fell out of. All right, you're in there. Jesus Christ, dude, that thing looks like it's gonna fucking die. All right, let's zoom out back to the weekly, or the monthly, excuse me. So where are you at? You are at, oh shit. Okay, so that was the previous floor. The green candle here is at 21.95. Yo, China could go for a bounce here soon. Holy crap, hold on. So wick, little bounces right in there. That is 21.80. That is 21.80. So I will say, the first thing that I notice about this chart is I see three. So this is the breaking candle. This candle is breaking the floor, right? This candle breaks the floor. That's my floor. That green candle, right? And yes, that is a box. More than likely, spanning somewhere in there. Right? Now, what do I see after this? I see 1 week, 2 week, 3 weak as fuck. So, to the floor, right? You want to bounce. Why would a bounce right there be pretty advantageous? Well, you've got 3 weak candles. Candles that have been trying. Look at the effort to get you out of that box. Look at this. Buyer step up. You eliminate them, but you're getting it. JVWZ, I have already taken earnings trades on Tesla for relatively cheap, ranging out to the 315s, 300s to 315s. And I just on Friday grabbed a little small downside position, but unfortunately this thing keeps falling. So even the hedges or like the small downside positions I got before the dump have ended up becoming like the profit in that. So and they're really, you know, they're kind of out of the money. So you're not going to get a out until February 2nd. So, Netflix just came out with great news about the company stock. Most of it will go up Tuesday. Netflix has been a banger, JV. I hope I said your name right. High-end interior designer. Shit. Let me get your help here. You boys. You know what I need? I need somebody to build me a fucking PC. I can tell you that I literally went to Best Buy and I walked out 5 minutes later. I went to go to like all the parts and shit to do it all over again. I was just gonna buy everything new, and I just walked out. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this again. I think I want one that I'm not capable of building at the current skill level that I have. Although building PCs is pretty easy, but I want it to be clean, and that's one thing I didn't do with mine. Is it looks sloppy. It's like a caveman put it together. All right, yo, I can't tell you how. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ban you. We're gonna go ahead and boot your ass. Just in the future, dude, don't tell me what to do. I got oppositional defiance or whatever you want to call it. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah, don't ever do that again. I'm gonna block you, mute you. All right, go make a new profile, and we can try to build this relationship again. This man said to just talk stocks, man. I'm sorry, I'm not a robot. Anyway, so I like this FXI, right? Being that it has weak candles. So this could be one that just simply does this. But I tell you what, what's going to move? What stocks would we be watching, right? You lose some, you... Hey, yo, that PC looks nuts. That shit looks cool, though. See, I would not get any work done, dude. I'd be fucking overstimulating on the fucking PC. Sorry. Had to go off for a warning. That guy was probably joking, too. I can help you, bro, with the computer. Please. Yeah, right. He was just joking. It's probably somebody in the Discord. I just fried their ass. I do have oppositional defiance disorder, apparently. I don't think that's a disorder. I think I'm just a badass kid, dude. I think I was just a bad kid. All right, so let's go to the weekly
Web
here.
too, when you get a chance.
Who?
Web.
Oh, yeah. That's Chinese stuff too, ain't it?
One.
Yeah. 21. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna set a little alert. That's the weekly, but fuck! I deleted the code. Damn it. And he made you some content. China time. All right. Now, underneath us, because there's still more to fall, it looks like you slapped dead slap center in the median, doesn't it? Look at the wick bottom right there. You sure as shit did. So this is either, again, you're going to bounce. When you bounce, it's going to tell you what it's going to do by recovering the floor above it or retesting it. So that's a decent entry, better entry, right? 2667, great entry, empty space, gap fill, floor 2511. Who knows what we can get out of that? Although, if China goes to war with Taiwan, which I don't know when the fuck that's supposed to happen, but homie keeps talking about, he's going to wait until everything else cools down, and he's going to ramp shit right back up again. But you know, that's actually been on the back of my mind. Every time I go and look at China stuff, I'm like, fuck. Which is the reason that I lost money on TSM. Long time ago. All right. Coco, you okay there, doggy? Oh. You tired? I'm so tired. Finally wore your ass out today. All right, so let's look at Queeb, right? Is that it? Crane shares. Quane shares? Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. A widow never even heard of this before. All right. Ugh. Okay. What about this? What's this? What's that? That's that. Hey, you might have found one, buddy. You might have found one. Hold on a second. Hold the phone. Yes, sir. Like that. Yes, sir. Now that looks like dog shit just because, I mean, not dog shit, but you just got a lot. So this is actually really interesting chart. So let me explain what I mean by that. So top, bottom, that's your box. That box cost basis is 1, 2, right? Look at that. Look at the candle close underneath. 2, 3 candles sitting on top. Bounce, bounce. So that is where we would be looking, and obviously if this recovers, this is China ETF, internet ETF, so this is Alibaba, type shit. But 2550 retest, 2581 reclaim the floor. Cost basis is going to be 2650, 2660. And then upon a break of that, then I mean you're really you're entering into a high volume area where you're more than likely looking at a monthly. Yeah, that's what you're looking at. Look at this. Look at that floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll tell you what. Above 2772, you're looking at probably a monster recovery, and your widowy, literally, excuse me. I was trying to say literally, and then I mixed it up. What you're looking at, I was gonna say what you're looking at literally at the same time. Widowy, you are looking at a potential bounce down, recovery of the floor punchback, and then maybe a third wave where we see China actually make a attempt at touching these $37 areas. So it looks really good. As of right now, we could just go ahead and box this up into a simple describing factor here, or a simple description would be, we have a ETF on the monthly that has been oscillating inside of a particular range for months. Now, what could we potentially derive from that information, right? Because this could go on much longer, i.e. here. And I think that's also something to take note of, is like, that is essentially what you're fighting to go and recover. That IPO build floor, or open floor, right? That's that 3217. So there's a lot of potential there, but there's also a lot of baggage, or a lot of walls up above you. So, that's one that could be really rewarding speculation on speculation, for sure. But a lot of empty space up there as well. Looks pretty good. I have a wet on. What's that screen name mean, buddy? I have a wet on. I feel like I shouldn't have said that twice online, but. So Potter, what do you do in the group mostly? Trade in the cord, bro? Mostly swings? Day trade, swing trade. This man just called me coach. He loves doing that. Why don't you use Zoom? I don't like Zoom. I don't fuck with Zoom very much. Probably because I know the holes of it. I mean, shit, somebody sent me a Zoom invite link to Coach CWC's live, and shit, I popped in there. Said a little something. I was bored.
Hilarious. I saw that video.
Oh, you saw that video? Yeah. That man went on about it for a minute. Hi. Oh, you're not my children? Ellie's in the bath? Who are you?
Beauty.
You're Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
So you give you multiple personalities. There you go. All right, I'll see you in a minute. All right, so what do we got next? Do I mind repeating everything from the beginning? Let's get this guy out of here. I'm just kidding. It'll be on YouTube. Unless I didn't record. Wait, oh shit. Oh, never mind. I didn't have OBS what? I'll tell you what, if you didn't sell the news on Bitcoin ETF, you shouldn't be trading it. I didn't touch it, but I did talk about that. Are y'all live? I'm live on TikTok. Yeah, I got that mascarpone for the strawberries. This shit's, or that's gross. That's not good. That mascarpone is gross. Probably because I'm saying it wrong. All right, folks, what do we got next? Does anybody have anything they'd like me to ETF wise take a look at? ETF wise or sector wise? We are building watchlist building right now. Otherwise, I am still looking through my watchlist or my. Oh, Coco. Oh my God. You know what a stock I really want to look at right now? It's just been popping in my head over and over. What the hell? Oh, that's right. Maxar got bought out. Who did Maxar get bought out by? Advent. A global private equity investor. I remember that. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know why that's been popping in my head. What the fuck? Y'all gotta keep your eyes on J Frog, dude. This stock might go ape shit. All the way to $41. I'm gonna write that down since it just popped up. If I would have gone 2 months out on that earnings play for Frog, we'd be up. Well, think about all the negative shit that Tesla's, earnings, man. We'll see. I'm not going to make any predictions, so. How long have you been using TradingView, and do you use it to trade? I don't trade on TradingView now. I use TradeStation, though. KXL. What the fuck is that? ARC. B.
Did you guys go XBI?
XPI.
XB as in boy.
Whoa, did you just assume? Never mind. Ooh. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there, dude. That's why.
Casual, yeah.
Yeah, just casual. That's how I say yeah all the time, dude.
I didn't even know you guys were going to be on today. I figured you're going to do Sunday charting on Monday.
I did post an announcement, and
Yeah.
I even said, make sure to push this button. So that I knew you read this message. And then
Yeah, it was my.
we were like, "Where's Doob, dude?" We waited for like an hour for you. I hope you feel terrible.
My wife had a birthday dinner for me last night, so I was up late.
Oh, say no more.
So, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't look at anything.
I wouldn't have. I'd have been.
Yeah.
That's
That's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, dude. I would have been having a Bloody Mary, dude. I love Bloody Mary.
I was drinking wine.
Fancy. Who, you think you're better than me?
Nah.
Actually, me and Peyton went through the wine phase like 2 years ago. We drank wine for like 2 months straight. Not like every day, but like that's what we were drinking. Now it's Bloody Marys.
Yeah, they're good. They're good for hangovers.
They cause me hangovers. they're also terrible to throw up. Like I hate if I drink too much bloody. That's like probably one of the drinks that burns the worst. This is absolutely great. Now it does still have some hurdles to cross, but as far as moving through the structure, reclaiming the floor, 7601, median cross to 8285, right? And now we are open on the monthly above 8950. But now we see, and this is where I'll go to the left, right? And I'll do things like this. There's one. Each level on the monthly's got to have an impact, right? So we're going to go ahead and leave that. Now I'm going to move down into the weekly and see if this wows me again. So 1, 2, 3. This broke. This was a box. Looks like a box, possibly. No, you have a tiny box right there. So that same sell wall off the retest fails. And then you've got 1 that's already broken through. You've got 2 that broke through. That's 85.31. So the last sell wall, the sell wall you've just tapped is 94.45. So you know where you need to go. That's good. Now, where do you not want to go? There.
Under 86.
Yep, you're absolutely correct. $86 is the sell wall on the weekly. And up here is wide open spaces. Now, that doesn't mean that... Now, in the most recent price action, which is also always the most important, right? But we will need intraday trading levels. So, that being said, you've got 1 to open up again above. That's basically $91. You've got level 2. That's the high. That's $94.66. And then at that point, I would be targeting 109. That would be my target. The month looks far better than the. It doesn't look. It's not like one's going to keep me from doing one. I'll still play that monthly setup, but the monthly has the weekly and the monthly both have decent setups. I think that the daily doesn't look. Oh, there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
biotech looks super strong right now.
yeah, it looks like it's climbing up. So yeah, I say clear the high of day for our high last previous high, and that would be my long mark. It's coming off of. It looks like it's coming back for either a retest, and it could go back down to that median. But that's what it looks like as of right now. So cool. Yeah, we'll write that down. I do have healthcare, so that's not the same thing, but it's in that area. So XBI. All right, it is 8:30, folks. Been on since 6:30, so we're gonna keep moving here a little bit further. Hertz is selling 20,000 Teslas. I need to go find out where that is and go buy some of them. Do you know they're selling them for the low? I wonder if that would be a bad idea. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe I will do that for real.
They all have like 50 to 70,000 miles on them. They're not that cheap.
Okay, you already looked at them.
Yeah,
20K each. 20K.
28, I think.
28.
30.
What if I buy them in a lot? What if I buy like 100 grand, like 120 grand of Teslas? You could chop it up and chop them all up and fuse them together for one super Tesla. It's possible. Baba and JD, that's we've already charted China. China looks good. Yeah, I would have to look at the mileage, but if the mileage is like up there, then maybe not. I wonder if you still get like the Tesla, like if you buy a used Tesla, do you still get to fuck with Tesla? Like I already have bought Cybertrucks.
So I heard a rumor that if you buy the ones off of Hertz, you still get the credits.
Not
So
the
that-
full 75, but you do get credit, yeah.
Yeah, and I hear it makes it super cheap. So you look into it based on your state, and obviously there's a federal government one.
What if I started a commercial electric car used electric car lot? That sounds like a terrible idea. Never mind. All right, let's keep going. Maybe
A rental would probably be better, like
already
daily
have it.
rentals.
I already have that going on. That's why I bought 5 Tesla Cybertrucks. This is where all my money has been sectioned off of. 2 is not all of it, but I've been moving money aside so that way I can start this out. So I pre-ordered 5. We're already good to go. I still haven't gotten my email. I got an email saying they were almost ready to go. Oh yeah. Trust me, I'm gonna rent them out. I live in a wedding city. I'm gonna. If you come down here and you try and compete with me, and I'm telling you my idea right now, I'm gonna compete with you so hard. Okay, I'm gonna run slur campaigns on you. I'm gonna plant drugs in your parking lot, dude. It's gonna be
I
bad.
feel like for 5 Tesla trucks, Elon should come to your house with them.
I feel like he should hang out with me for a day.
He might.
Did you reserve dual or try?
Did I do dual or try? You talking about the wheels?
The motors.
I got
There's a dual motor, all-wheel drive, and a tri-motor, which is still all-wheel drive, but a tri-motor versus just 2.
Right. No, I have the all 4 independent motors. Is that the? I got the more expensive one. Hold on, let me go look.
So try.
Yeah, that's it. Do you know how long ago I put these reservations in? Fucking, like a while ago, a long time ago. Let's see when the last time I got an email from them. Let's see. It's been kind of excruciating, and it was really not fun watching the Cybertruck event, just watching all these people. Although a lot of they are putting out a lot of bad articles on this Cybertruck, man. Why did I buy 5? It's cuz fuck it, why not? I'm going to rent them out. I'm going to powder coat one of them all white, and I'm going to rent it out for weddings for $1,200 to $1,500 a day. put all the tracking devices in it, or well, it already does that. But you should tow the 4 trucks on one truck, or I'll just buy one of those. Nah, I can't buy that yet, but it would be kind of cool to have a semi. Although I had no use for it other than to haul my trucks. I would call Elon and be like, I need advertisement money immediately. Where's my shit, dude? Find
Not to get you off topic, Potter, but have you watched that BitCon yet on Netflix?
Bitcoin?
Yeah,
No.
dude, these guys are idiots. It's about that censure card.
Oh, really?
It's about a, yeah, these guys are such idiots, man. Like, you're like, you guys didn't even think this through at all.
You talking about Bitcoin in general?
No, so it's these guys tried to create a card that you could use your Bitcoin on,
Oh, yeah.
and it was all a con. And so there's a documentary on Netflix about it. It's unbelievable how bad the con was, and that so many people fell for it.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. That's fucking crazy. A debit card? A fucking crypto card? I mean, it sounds like a good idea, kind of.
Yeah, it's a debit card. Yeah, but the logistics to it are crazy.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
And like these guys had, dude, it's just I don't even like. They had no plan, nothing. They had nothing in place. They said they had all this stuff in place. And like the one guy, like people were investing in him, and the one guy, like he's like the grandson of some mobster.
That's fucking crazy. You know, it's crazy how many people continue the family line of fucking mutiny. And
Yeah, it's
that's fucking wild. Or corruption. That's just like the dudes who started GRWG. One of their grandpas was thrown in federal prison for like ever. And he just like started doing the same shit. Like was a part of a couple pump and dumbs. Already done time and shit like that. It's just crazy. What the fuck? Sorry, I just got like 3 messages. Perfect. All right, so let's
now. Are you looking at individual stocks right now at all, or just sectors?
I was really just looking at sectors. We're tomorrow. We're gonna really. I'm gonna try and build off of this watch list that I just created, but tomorrow we're gonna go into more individual stocks. Right now, I've got XHS, XME, BOTZ, BOTZ, LRE, and XBI as the ETFs that kind of stand out to me the most. So yeah.
All right, cool.
The bots is looking good.
Yeah, the bot looks good. I don't know if I'd play bots, but I would definitely play something associated with it for sure.
There's a bunch of stuff that looks good. I got a couple individual stocks I'll share with you tomorrow. What time are we doing it tomorrow?
Same time, 6:30.
All right. I'll make sure I'm on at 6:30 tomorrow.
All right.
And
Cool.
I'll have some stuff prepped.
Yeah, those of you guys on TikTok, we don't have yeah, so we don't have any monthlies left. Or we're not doing that ever again. But if you do get the Potter Box Workshop, it comes with a month with it, so you'll be able to hang out and shit like that. But that is on the 24th. The link is in my bio. But that's it. All right. No, I'm not getting up at 6:30 tomorrow in the morning. 6:30 p.m., brother. funny. All right. So, it's well, lifetime memberships when they come back out are not going to be the same price as they were. If you have spoken to me previously about some arrangement, then that's all good. But those are $1,500. So, but we're not there yet. Not even close. All right, folks. You guys know I'm still watching Cart going into next week. That's individual shit. Anything else? Any ETFs? I'll take a look at AI, even though it's not an ETF. That looks like hot dog water. Although that could come back up with a quickness. All right, whatever this is broken, and so whatever is going to come has to. I mean, you're realistically, folks, on this individual equity sitting on this floor, and that floor is telling, right, of where you're going to go next because it is sitting on top of a box. That box looks like this. That's a bounce off cost basis, $25. Breaking down will not more than likely, I would bet my hat on it that you will go make at least a 23.32 low. So you need to stay up above this, and you need to go and retest and reclaim 27.22. That's too easy, folks. Y'all, listen, I'm going to say this while I have most of you on here. Let's make this month, this going into February, if you are struggling, if we are not actually getting, because there are a lot of people now, and I appreciate those of you who have DM'd me, sharing your success stories. Well, if you guys have anything that you want to drop into the Discord for me to look at before I go, do that while I talk. But if you are struggling, and you've been doing this for 2 years, a year and a half, it's time to square up with whatever issues you got going on, and to figure out how you're going to make it past it. Stop being complacent about where you're at in your trading, right? There is sometimes it's time to move, time to adjust, time to do something different. So, this Discord, obviously you guys have noticed, right, where people are talking, there should be, and you don't need to be a pro to say, I think this looks good, or I think this looks like a good position to take. The more people, the more eyes, right? You got an entire Discord of people who are all using and utilizing the same strategy. And so if you don't think that having a multitude of different people being able to look at that and say, yo, that does look fire, that looks fire, right? You are going to more, in this case, and in most cases, right, two heads are better than one. You're going to end up coming to and I've already seen the results of that. While I was gone, those of you who are initiative takers, you went out there, you showed up on the Sundays, and you talked. I've seen great things, really good things. So stop being quiet about your money. Closed mouths don't eat, the whole fucking whatever. But speak up, talk to me, let me know what we got going on, right? And if it's a collective issue, or it's something that's and it might take reflection. But I'm also going to say this, because next week we're going to have the guys from TraderView in here. It's taking a little bit on the back end there. We're going to have them in the Discord. If you do not have TraderView, okay, if you feel like you don't need me to look at shit, but if you do not have TraderView and you are not tracking your trades, I am under the impression that you don't, and you're struggling. That's the highlight there. I'm going to be under the impression that you're not looking for the answer. So you could take a trial on it. You don't have to pay for it, but at least go and look at what you've done. It will tell you with absolute clarity a few things that you're probably doing, or not, if not more. So let this month be different. Let the end of this month be different, right? We can't make the stat. Doesn't mean that we're going to go out there and we're just we can't make the market do what we want to do, but we can do everything that we say we're going to do. We can try to make a plan. Your first one's going to suck. And that's most of the time where people stop because they don't know how to do something or that fails. Then you go back and you do it again. So if you're at that point and you need to go back and look at what you failed on, what you've been successful on, this is the time to do it. If you have a question about TraderView and you want to DM me about it, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. Once we do kind of got everybody on TraderView, I would like to be able to, if you allow me to, I can be listed as one of your mentors there, and I can go and look for myself. I can see your money. Like I can't see any of your account details, but I can see your P&L. I can see your entries, your exits on the chart. So you don't have to say like, well, what do you go look at this contract and what time I entered it. I can see where you put it in. I will help you get better, but you got to meet me halfway, right? So you got to show up. You also have to speak. If you have anxiety issues, maybe those are things that you can address outside of trading that could be affecting your trading. And speaking up and being vocal is a great way to do that. So anyway, that is it from me. I'm pretty happy with what we've gathered, although it's not a huge watch list. We'll continue digging into this tomorrow. I might start a little bit early. I'll let you guys know if that changes. As of right now, it is 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. But my son is homeschooled now. We did pull him out, so we're obviously going to be... That's less time that we have to be prepping 2 kids in the morning and at night. So I might start a little bit early, so that way we can get a leg up on this and to make up for lost time. So does anybody have any questions for me? Be happy to take any last question. You got to shoot one of them to see if it's really bulletproof. Okay, I read that at the wrong time.
Talking about the Tesla trucks, bro.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was just talking about my kids. Oh no, I had to switch my brain back to what I was talking about before. All right, why does the Potter box? Oh my God, Mark.
Yeah, you got time for a quick question, dude?
Yeah, of course.
All right, I was explaining imbalances to somebody, right? And they asked me a question that I couldn't answer, and it fucked me up for a second. So while I know what it is, I had trouble answering the question. Here's the question. An imbalance, right? Is when there's just that, an imbalance. More buyers than sellers, more sellers than buyers, whatever the case may be. Who the fuck are they buying? Like, okay, if it's an imbalance where it's to the green side.
Okay.
If it's a bunch more buyers than sellers, who are they buying from?
So let me see if I understand your question correctly. So from the way that I trade these, right, an imbalance is we're looking at a big green candle, right? That big green candle, you split it in half, that's 50% of the candle. That's an imbalance for me, right? So when I look at that, just as if I look at it in a box, 50%, typically you lose 50% of anything, that's when that bearishness starts digging in and I can start to see that is a level for me. So by breaking an imbalance on a large green candle, I know that sellers are overtaking whatever volume buyers left behind. So volume, right? We build up orders, we build up volume. So look at it this way: when you build a box or on a lower time frame at that 50% mark, 9.9 times out of 10 you're going to find some sort of structure at that daily candle's 50% mark. That typically is where the volume is going to be. Now, volume is not always, right, just a box. It's also orders sitting. So if there was a floor or a ceiling that we took off from, and in that box we built up and put a lot of orders in there, just as we play the boxes, these have like computer programs that are programmed to buy, right? Or to go after those orders that are in that volume or in that area. And so that, I mean, the question, the way that you're kind of throwing the question down, like who are we buying from? I mean,
meaning that every seller has to have a buyer, right? Or buyer has to have a seller, so on and so forth, right? With that logic. So if a candle is super green, right, a candle just green or red, fuck it, either one.
Right.
In order for it to be one of the colors, right, that means there had to be more of one than the other. So the question that came to me was, okay, well, how can it be more if every seller needs a buyer, every buyer needs a seller? I don't know if that made sense, but I could not answer the shit. I was like, I understand what you're saying, but I was like, I don't fucking know.
I might need to go smoke. No, just kidding. Let me think about this for a second. So, I mean, I guess it's not. I know what you're saying. Like you said. Listen, so first of all, like I could walk into the market and buy $100 million of a stock, right? That doesn't mean that there has to be an equal amount of sellers against me. Like I think that's where the question just throws me off a little bit, because like there's not an equal exchange at all times. Like there is times in the market where there are no sellers, that there is just profit taking, that no one in their right mind would fucking sell against this, right? So the market is constantly on a quest to fill orders. And typically at the 50% mark of most of these candles, and this is again where you'll find structure built, we're leaving, when you find structure, there are orders sitting there, or computer programs that are going to respond the same way, right? We're leaving those orders at the top of the box so that the stock bounces. It's not a matter of like, well, if we're falling down, there has to be an equal amount of shares. I guess, yeah, there doesn't have to be an equal amount of buyers, right? You just need to have more volume coming off of that box. So the way to look at that, for me, is to look at like, okay, how much volume is in that box? Or what is that candle, or what is that 50% mark of that candle? What does it look like on the lower time frame, right? Can I find a Potter box? I can, typically 9 times out of 10. And that's where the volume is sitting. And that volume for me is just a representation of where they're setting orders, so that when the price comes back down, just as it did when it took off, it's going to move off of that mark. So I think the question is if we could find a way to like narrow down exactly what they mean, because again, when you describe there needs to be an equal amount of this to this, that's where I don't see that's why I don't understand the question.
Meaning, so it's not transactional then. So it's not transactional, meaning I give you $1, you give me something back.
No. I mean, when you short, you're borrowing shares at a particular price, right? And then you're buying them back at a lower price, collecting the dividends. So both can exist simultaneously, right? You could have somebody playing the bounce on a lower time frame with the fat orders, and then somebody also staying short. There isn't an equal exchange of hands, more as there is just, to me, or rather not to me, but to the system, an engagement between the volume that sellers have and the volume that buyers have. So realistically, it's kind of the opposite of that, right? It's like, who's stronger? Whose army's bigger? Who's got the best setup or defenses, right? Have we fallen into an area that sellers control? This is going to signal to me, to other sellers, that we are no longer able to sustain, or we don't have that volume to keep pushing us up. So sellers are stronger than buyers. And that's where, again, if there, in fact, to your statement there, if there was an equal amount of buyers and sellers, nothing would ever move. Because think about it, if I buy, then someone sells and buys, we wouldn't move. We would stay in one place. So I think the question causes confusion, because who the fuck is buying it is anybody who doesn't want that candle to retrace 50%, right? So that's where we're going to set that, always, forever, and always, right? Think about it. If I take 50% of your bank account, who's panicking? Probably all of you. Everybody, right? Not me. I mean, you're probably going to kill me if I take your money, but like if your money just was gone, right? Taxes. So it just took half of your money. Obviously, that would invoke some emotion. I look at it the same way as I do a candle here, right? A big green candle taking off retraces 50%. What does that tell you as a buyer? That all of that you didn't have the volume to sustain that liftoff. Therefore, you need to come back down and grab more orders and head out. So hopefully that explains that.
don't know how I'm gonna convey that back, but I get it. But it's it's like one thing you understand it, but trying to articulate it is something different.
It'll be on YouTube, so just direct
Yeah,
them
man.
to the video. So that'll just be like, hey, bro, watch this. Cool.
Right, no doubt.
Cool. All right, so let's see. I got a couple DMs here.
I'm gonna head on out. See you tomorrow night.
All right,
Everybody be safe.
Yeah, man.
Have a good night.
Yes. What is my name on? Send me your link. Just waiting for the delivery of the Tri-No vroom vroom noises. This dude has the Cybertruck hauling truck. I love it. That's cool. Yeah, send me your names on Trader View, all that good stuff. Let's see what else do we got. Okay. I will shoot one of my trucks though. I gotta shoot one of them. I'm gonna shoot it with a fucking muzzle loader, with like a Civil War musket. That's probably a terrible idea. That musket ball is gonna bounce right off that truck. Oh no. Yeah. So, phew, yeah, that thing caught. Well, I'll put this one plainly. You are. So take a look right here. Tap, 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 tap. Right. You can see held down underneath. You closed on it. So it is rather imperative that you, and I don't think that signals totally south, although I think, yeah, 689 on QS. So look at it the opposite way, right? And this is going to be, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an imbalance right here for you. Yeah, it is. So that previous resistance right there, and now it's got 2. That previous resistance right there is the 50% mark. So by clearing 50% of that, that would allow you, and in fact, that would be the only wall in between you and 850, where then you could possibly look for some sort of reclaim and takeoff. But you're in a tight spot right here. You do have a dynamic, somewhat of a dynamic support here. Yeah. So you'd probably want to go sideways here, Jim. Oh. Yeah, what's up? Hence why electronic market making. Hence why I don't think technicals mean anything.
All right, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I will say though, coming back down, if a gap down, you have cost.
I mean,
725.
I bought 10 and I took my profit off with 2 when it was up there, but and I had to walk away from the computer and I didn't set a trailing stop or anything. So now we're we're where we're at, and so I'm like, well, do I keep riding it out till February, or do I just cut my losses and sell them, or at least sell half of them?
It might be time to here's what I would say to this. I can almost, I don't ever want to guarantee anything ever, but
right.
I do want to say there is a strong probability that you will bounce. And I think that given the fact that I see 1, 2, it's very rare that there isn't some sort of curl back up to retest what you've broken. I think that's the highest probability right now, is that at some point before continuing lower, unless this is an affirm type meltdown, which, yeah, if you lose, if you lose the wick, I would say $7. That's it. I would be out, but and then look for some sort of structural reclaim to get you back in. But at some point you have to cut your losses. So
right.
Let's take a look at the weekly, maybe see what that says. Yeah, so the weekly is not digging into that 50% either, and that is 725 there for the same thing. So 810 is the median there, and that would be where I would anticipate a retest. So, all right. Okay. Astronautical. Yeah, I'll go ahead and call for everybody to DM me their names at once, and I'll just add everybody all at once. So, all right, folks. TikTok. QS has some really good option options, along with a firm, which a firm will, it is given the dumpy top kind of look to us right now. So, all right, folks. I will be on tomorrow around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time to continue moving through the markets. If you are interested in taking the next Potterbox class, a link is available. You can sign up there. I am going to mention this. This is one of the last classes. If you are signing up for it, if you have already taken multiple, this is going to be a class where I do try to make it through a lot of this information and let some of the newer people kind of ask. So that doesn't mean you will not be allowed to ask questions. I just would ask that if you have taken it multiple times, that you please write these things down, and then that way we can work through them kind of as a group towards the end of each class. So, and again, if you've taken the class already, you are always, as long as Potterbox classes exist, you will always have access to them, to the recordings, so on and so forth. So, and yes, you can tune back in again. So if you're struggling on something, this is where hopefully we can help get you caught up to speed. So, and every single class we kind of cover something new. So, once I get all these classes, I'll start working through each one of them to make a super one. All right, y'all. This will be posted to YouTube later on. The link is in my bio for class. Once you sign up for class, please shoot me a DM on Discord so I know that you're in there, so that way I can make sure you have all of the things that you need. This is, again, for new traders moving into, if you're tired of fucking struggling with patterns and fucking IC, you're still studying the first chapter of ICT 2 years later, this is for people looking for some simplicity there. So, all right, folks. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow as we prep for a short, but possibly doo-doo week. So we got a lot of data and earnings coming after that. All right. Peace out.